Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. You're watching this on a Sunday. I'm doing this a few days before because we're away this weekend, and I'm reading on a story that was making headlines on the day that I'm actually doing this reading, which is a Friday. And it's a story about Harry and his security case and a summary of some of that secret evidence in the security case has now been released. And we hear that Harry requested police protection after Al-Qaeda threatened his life. And they published a document stating that his assassination would please the Muslim community. Now, according to this article, this newspaper article, it's unclear when the threat was actually made, but the reporter does go on to remind us that Harry received death threats in 2023 after he published Spare. And of course, he wrote in Spare, some people say he boasted in Spare, about killing 25 Taliban members in Afghanistan, and he described them as chess pieces and how he was emotionally cold about what he was doing. He was condemned very quickly. Very senior members of the armed forces came out and really condemned Harry for saying things that he had said in Spare, the way he had written about the people that he was in conflict with. They said, this is not the way we train our soldiers. This is not the way we view our opposition. This is not what should be said. We don't approve at all. He really was very directly criticized for what he said. And a lot of people say that, well, if he's getting death threats now, well, he deserves it. He brought it on his own head. I have the storyteller tarot on the tarot table for this reading, and we're going to have a quick look. We're going to ask how serious these threats are. We're going to ask how seriously they're treated by Ravik, all the people who are the decision makers with regard to Harry and his security. So how seriously do they view them? How worried is Harry really about this? He reeled out of court and told us how he was devastated and his worst fears were confirmed. And is this death threat business that was revealed in court going to sway the court and make them think, oh, poor darling Bunker Harry, as he's being called in some quarters, deserves to have round-the-clock police protection wherever he is. If he's eating mushrooms at some high society party in LA, well then most of the metropolitan police, or in the United States, it wouldn't be them, it would be the American whatever security people will have to be outside guarding the has-been. I'm being very snarky. It does kind of annoy me that someone who can write so cavalierly about killing people in a book then can't deal with the consequences. It seems a bit much, in my opinion. And of course, this is just tarot for entertainment purposes, and it is truly just my opinion and all speculation and energy that I read here. And of course, it is there is a disclaimer in the box below. We've got the Eight of Scepters as our underlying energy, which is communication and sort of unblocking and messaging. And well, this is what we're now hearing about what was actually being discussed in those private sort of conflabs in court. And obviously this Al-Qaeda business, now we're allowed to know about it. Interesting, that, don't you think? So there's the communication, the messaging. It's a bit of a PR spinny kind of a thing. And I think there's quite a lot of PR spinny kind of a things going on around the security case. There has been sort of coming out ahead possibly of bad news, my opinion, to say, see, I really am in danger and they're trying to kill me and they want to kill my family. I've got a target on me and it's not fair, and mean royal family, nasty pa, doesn't care if I die, and I served my country heroically and blah blah. And I'm not diminishing his service. He did serve 2 tours in Afghanistan, He did have to come home early. Some people say quite deliberately. I'm just going to repeat a rumor that he actually wanted to be brought home early because he'd had a big bust up with Chelsea and he wanted to come home and try and sort it out. That is one of the rumors, the persistent rumors that goes on about the has-been and his loyal service to the crown in Afghanistan. So that's my bit of snark. That's my personal bit of snark. I think I'm entitled to express it. He's entitled to express his rather negative opinions of people in his family. So tit for tat, I suppose. Let's have a look at the actual situation. That was our underlying energy. We got the Three of Spikes, which is the Three of Swords, which is the broken heart, the betrayal, devastated. That's him. Can't believe what he heard, what was revealed. So devastated, so shocked. And I suppose that apart from Mummy Diana and the stuff that he might have discovered about that along the way, and her loss of security, which she herself chose to have removed, let us not forget that. He might have heard that Pa had been told that there was a number on his darling boy's head, and Pa said, oh well, tant pis. So let's see how serious this threat is from that particular organization. Don't want to mention them too many times on this channel. Yeah, it's a serious threat. Queen of Swords is quite malevolent energy, quite strategic. Yeah, you would be a strategic target. But let's not forget that the royal family has been targeted by other organizations in the past, and look at what happened to, for instance, Lord Mountbatten. So there has been, wouldn't be the first of the royals to be targeted by such an organization. Worse things have befallen royals. His own father has been shot at, Princess Anne. They tried to kidnap her. There have been incidents with quite a few royals along the way, and I'm sure there have been more incidents that we have not been told about. So he's not the only one being singled out. But yeah, a strategic target, Queen of Spikes. It would be, how can I say this carefully? Yeah, let's say they wouldn't be disappointed if something were to happen to him. I'm not getting that they're spending all their time plotting. But yeah, as a strategic, it's a very strategic card for me, the Queen of Spikes. It would have some momentum in terms of newsworthiness. So let us see how the powers that be, the decision makers in the UK, actually view this threat. How seriously did they take it? 10 of Pentacles. They think he's perfectly safe. 10 of Coins. It's as secure can be, because there's tons of resources being thrown at this. It's the royal family's entire protection is being activated to look after him, and it wouldn't be just bodies on the ground, as I say, people hanging out at restaurants and polo clubs and wherever else he likes to spend time. This is all the resources that the royals have at their disposal. This is security, this is information, information from all over the place, not just the UK. As safe as houses, I get with that. Safe as houses. Couldn't be more safe. They're doing what they would do. They're doing for him what they would do for any other member of the royal family they felt was at risk. My opinion. Of course, this is all my opinion. Particularly the negative opinions that I'm expressing in this reading. How worried is he? Our hero. How worried is he? 5 of Coins in reverse. He is feeling very vulnerable, and that was the microphone that dropped there. Sorry if it was a terrible noise. He's feeling very vulnerable and exposed. 5 of Coins. Left out is the 5 of Coins in reverse. He wants back in. He wants back into full-time security. He wants behind those high walls, the palace gates. But of course, he won't go and stay in behind the palace gates when they've offered him accommodation there. He's prepared to take his chances and stay at hotels and wherever, rather than take the royals up on their offer of secure accommodation. But he wants back in terms of absolute protection. 5 of Coins in reverse. He does feel isolated, alone, vulnerable, left out. Why me? Why am I being left out? Everyone else has been protected and I'm not. That's what's going on. And final card is this going to sway the court? Is the court going to take pity on him and think, oh, well, let's send it back to the decision makers and they can have another stab at it and maybe get that report that he's so insistent on getting from that risk management board. And the risk management board will say you're safe as houses and go and live your life and be happy and stop worrying what's going to happen. We got the Page of Scepters, Page of Wands. It might get shot back to the decision makers. This, just because of that Archer kind of energy in this card. And we've got a similar kind of in the Eight of Scepters, similar energy. So I'm getting that they may send it back and say, redo the thing and go through all your processes again and make sure you dot all your I's and cross all your T's, and then we'll see what you come up with the second time around. So Page of Scepters, you might get a little win to placate him and to send it off again. But I don't hold much faith that the decision this time around would be different if it is asked to be redone for the sake of appearances more than anything else, and to shut him up mostly. So that's what I can see here. There is a threat, Queen of Swords, but I think it's more of a communicated threat than an actual threat, because swords are about communication. They're about words and written words. So as it said, it's a document that allegedly has this threat in it. So it's more, we're going to write this and frighten you with it and intimidate you with it, and it looks good for our followers, but it doesn't look like they're actually that excited about carrying the threat out, unlike some of the other threats that were carried out. Let us not forget. Three of Spikes over there. He really does feel very hard done by, and the Five of Coins in reverse. Poor me, betrayed, left out, left to defend himself, all alone, helpless. It's pitiful, really, the energy that's coming through this reading. That is it. Hope the mic drop, literal mic drop, didn't frighten you too much, and I'll see you again soon.